Nebraska state auditor describing a local nonprofit as a, quote, fiscal train wreck.
Yeah, the report claims the group mismanaged 99% of the government funds it received. The Karen Society of Nebraska works to support refugees and immigrants from the Southeast Asian country of Myanmar. They're mainly funded by donations and government funding. State Auditor Mike Foley says requests for information from the group were repeatedly ignored. This includes questions about loan payments totaling more than $100,000. Foley's team says the group failed to maintain accurate accounting records, and they believe they did not file taxes the last 2 years.